Now I also want to show you guys why that soap is so important. We don't want to just scrub our hands with water. Here I have a little plate of water full of my glittery germs here. When I put my finger in the water, those germs are sticking to my finger now. But we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of soap and put it onto the tip of my finger here. Now watch what happens when I put it in the water. All of those germs flew away from my hand. So we want to make sure we're using soap and water when we're washing our hands to keep those germs from sticking to us even after we rinse our hands.
Hey guys, well, how cool is that video? I just love that video. And we're actually outside right now with the creators of that video. We got Amira Aboudallah from the Discovery Children's Museum. Amira, today we are actually continuing our learning. Although your doors are closed, there still is a lot of science learning that can be done from home. And clearly this morning, we are going to be doing some at-home gardening. We're using just average things you have in the house, right, Amira?
Exactly. We're using different things you can find around your house. We have a water bottle over here that's holding up our avocado seed.
I noticed that's a Trader Joe's milk carton right there. I'm a Trader Joe's guy. I can see that.
Milk carton that you cut in half and you can put your soil into it. I even have egg cartons over here that you can use to plant your soil in. They work great as starter plants so that you can hold it up before you're transferring them into a bigger pot, so that way that you can have it started off pretty simply, and then especially for kids, they can decorate it and start off pretty easily.
That's pretty cool. Now, the interesting thing is that obviously today we're going to be demonstrating some at-home gardening, but you guys have tons of videos on your website that people can find where it's just tutorials on great science experiments. Could you give us an example of some of the other things besides the cool germ video we saw in this? What else do you guys have up there?
We also have like story times for the younger learners. We also have chemistry shows that we do regularly in the museum. It's called Discover Chemistry, and we also have different lessons with our science coordinators, Chris Lucas, that shows us different science experiments you can do at home, like with oil and water as well. There's a big range of things that we can do in the museum that you can do at home as well.
Awesome. All right, so I like how we're continuing the learning from home, but let's get into some of this gardening. So what are we actually going to be working on?
We are going to be planting these black beans that I have germinated over here.
Wow.
All you have to do is take a towel and roll it.
Yeah, it's a little windy out here. You're doing a good job, Amira. Okay,
but
look at that.
They have already started to sprout, so that means they're ready to be planted. So I'm going to move this over here.
Okay.
And then we can put it over here and put each individual sprout.
It's amazing. We're just using a milk carton, right?
Yeah.
Egg carton.
Egg carton, right.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then usually you can use a spoon to transfer the soil into the egg carton, and then we can cover it up a little bit.
Wow, you're extreme. I mean, you're holding a mic. It's windy out here, and she's planting, guys. This is talent.
So after you germinate your black bean, it just takes a towelette, and then you just moisten it and leave it out for a few days in the sun, and then it'll sprout, and then it's ready to be planted.
Wow. Look at that. All right, well, we're going to be continuing with even more stuff out here. We got an avocado seed we got to show you guys in the next block. But remember, we're going to be actually keeping you guys updated on our black bean gardening situation and see how that's growing. But we'll be back out here, and we also want you guys to check it out as well. So I'll toss it back to you guys in the studio, but coming up a little bit later, we're going to be involving you guys in the gardening process.
Ooh. Oh, I'm loving that. Mike has the green thumb now.
I know, who knew? He's like, you know, Mike at the beanstalk.
There you go.
Just don't climb up.
Hey guys, so we're back outside with Amira from Discovery Children's Museum. Amira, we're continuing our learning today. We've been planting some seeds. Now, earlier we did the black bean planting,
right,
and that's something we're going to be keeping an eye on, and we're going to be keeping here at the studio to see how that grows. But let's just kind of work down the line here and tell us what we got going on.
So here, these two are examples of scrap growing. You can simply take anything from your fridge, like garlic or leeks, and you can submerge them in water. This garlic requires water, and they'll start beginning to be rooted. Okay. And eventually they'll grow, for the garlic, another head of garlic, or leeks will start growing other leeks.
Okay, cool. Now that is an avocado seed, am I right?
Yes, this is an avocado. Avocado doesn't require soil just yet until it starts to root up and the tree starts growing. So the initial process begins with soaking it in water, the bottom part, and these toothpicks are holding it up. And eventually you can see kind of the avocado starting to crack open. The plant will start to grow upwards, and then the bottom part will be rooted.
See, I'm already losing my patience. I just want to go right to the guacamole, but that's my own problem. All right, what about the potato?
The potato over here is put in soil inside a potting plant, and again, it'll start to root. You can see over here, and all you have to do is make sure the soil stays damp, and eventually through time, this one takes a little bit longer, it'll grow into a potato tree.
Okay, now you're the expert here. I just remember being in school and I just want to throw out terms like photosynthesis and stuff like that. Does carbon, is that dioxide, any of that stuff kind of play a factor in here?
Definitely.
Okay,
for
so I'm
these
semi-right.
Yeah, for photosynthesis, probably a word you guys have heard. It's the intake of, okay, so humans and plants have a codependent relationship.
Yeah.
So we breathe out oxygen, and then these plants take it in, and we breathe out carbon dioxide, and the plants take it in and they'll convert into oxygen. So we kind of have this relationship going on, and it also needs sunlight. All these plants need sunlight to take all the energy from the sun and water.
Okay, now the other thing I'm supposed to ask you about is germination. We're trying to stay away from germs right now, but germination is actually a good thing.
Right. Germination is the process of when the seeds start to sprout. And so a seed has the outer layer, core, and water fills it, and then it cracks open. And as you can see earlier with the black beans, it started to crack open and the sprouts started to come out.
Okay.
And that is what germination is.
Okay, last couple things. One, when is it safe to first of all, when are we going to see a sprout with some of this stuff, and when is it safe to pick?
Most of the results you start to begin to see in 1 to 2 weeks. And picking depends on the plant. So the potato is going to take quite a longer time, probably a few months before you see before you get a chance to actually pick at it. But some of the other ones like bell pepper seeds are a little easier because you can transfer them, and then through time, probably like a couple months, you can actually pick it.
Okay. All right. Well, Amira, thanks for being with us this morning. I'm going to make you proud and make sure those black beans grow into something nice and hearty for us. Now, listen, if you're at home and you want to partake in this process with us, make sure you send us your photos at home of anything you're growing at home. Just do it with the Go to School with Fox 5 hashtag. Send it to our Facebook page, and I'm going to toss it back to you guys in the studio. I'm going to make sure those black beans really grow.